Oh, I wasn't recording. I was doing all this stuff and it didn't record. So, hi, I'm Debbie. I'm here. I talk about crocheting and just things that's happened in life as a single woman and just have fun things. I don't edit. Whatever I do is what you get. I don't do anything fancy when it comes to recording. I just want to do this to have fun. So, the first off I wanted to show you my pug. Here's my pug. I finally finished him. He was a lot of work, a lot of work. And so these are called snugglers because the body is not stuffed. The arms are not stuffed, the legs are not, but the ends the ends are, and then his head is stuffed. This was really a hard or a more advanced crochet. The body was easy. It's the head took me forever because this is a separate piece that you have to hand sew on. Then this is a separate piece you have to sew on. And his eyebrows, you have separate pieces that you had to sew on. And then the ears. But the problem with this is that she wanted us to put the eyes in before we put the snout in or the eyebrows. Well, I didn't want to do that because I didn't know for sure the placement for them. So, and I like sewing it when the head is stuffed already. It's just sturdier to hold on to. So what I had to do is I had to go ahead and I went ahead and put everything on except for the eyes. Then I went in and I put the eyes in because you had to wrap this around the eye, and but I didn't know where to put how low you put them and anything. So that was really hard to figure out, and I never had to do such an extra piece like that on the snout and the eyebrows. That was kind of clever though. So, and his little floppy ears. So he is cute and he's so soft, and he's going to be a good snuggler. So any little girl or boy would love this. And with the safety eyes, I glued them. I put the safety eye backing on, and I glued underneath the eye itself and attached it. But then I also hot glued on the inside of the head, around the safety, whatever you call it, to snap it on to make sure it does not come off. And so these eyes are not going anywhere. So that gives me peace. I just make sure they're not going to come loose. Then what I'm going to do the rest of the day, I just came back from the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree, I had to come up with some stuff for my tables for my display. So I came up with a big egg, found a big egg. I'm going to put a big chicken, probably a chicken in it with some baby chicks, maybe. And then I got this other bucket. I'll show you. I got this bucket, and I'm going to put Easter grass in it. Remember when big bags of Easter grass were 50 cents? Now you get a little dinky bag and it's $1.50. But here's a bunny that's going to go in the bucket. And there's other things that I'm going to put in there. But what I have to do is I have to go through my bags. I have 3 of those bags. Let me show you. I have 3 of these. So they're pretty good size. I have the least amount of stuff that I bring. The other girls that come and do shows, they usually have about 9 of these bags. Well, as you know, I don't crochet that fast, and I just don't. So I just have the three bags. So I'm going to go through my little pieces and decide which ones are going to go in the Easter basket, because I got another Easter. I have some bunch of other little Easter stuff that I need to take out, and I'm going to separate the Easter, the pink or pastel color stuff, and put those on display and try to sell that. But here's another bag that I have to go through and decide. I'm going to separate all my Easter stuff in one bag, and that way it's easier for me when I get ready to set up. It's all there, and I don't have to dig through all the bags, because when you start doing that, people come in and they start kind of going through your bag for you. So I'd rather do it and get it done. Now here, I have a bigger chicken here, so that may even work better in there. But I have this, my Easter bag. I have another Easter basket here that I'm going to put small items in that I have. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. And then all the things I have been showing you this past month, my big bear, my colorful bear, and the lamb stuff. I had to price all that yet today and get that done. And then I have to pack my car. So I have a full day just getting ready for the market, but I really enjoy doing it. So it's okay. I got a system down, and packing my car is not that difficult, or unpacking it. The hardest part for me is the tables. The 6-foot table, which folds in half, is great, but it's heavy for me. And so I have to I take it over to the back end of my car, and then I just kind of tip it and slide it in, because I can't lift it into my car because I don't have the strength. And then when I take it out, I have to do the same thing. I just slide it out. And then sometimes, in most markets, there's people standing around and they're willing to help you. And so sometimes I have them carry the tables to the position where I'm going to be at. And that helps a lot. And they even sometimes open it up and lift the table up. And so that's great. And then I just start unpacking. The show usually starts about 9 o'clock. I get there between 6:30 and 7, because if you get there early before a lot of the other vendors, you can park closer to where you're going to be. See, I'm going to be on the porch, and there's other vendors going to be in front of me with their canopies. And so I want to get there before they start setting up their canopies, because then I have to haul all my stuff from the parking lot all over to the porch where I'm going to be at. So it's just a lot of strategy, but then I'm not rushed in how I can set up my table. I can play around with how I want to do it and decide what pieces I want to go. And then the vendors, as they get done, we walk around to see what we each other have, and maybe buy something from each other, just to support one another. So I will try and maybe show you my car once it's packed, see how full I get it. I have a Lincoln and SUV, and I can fold down the back seat, and my 6-foot table that folds fits perfect back there. And that grid that I get, it sits right up. It slides in there. It's right up against my seat, but it fits. So I'm glad that it fits. And then of course my little 4-foot table, I can lift that, and that's not a problem. Then I put in all my bags. Then I have to put in all my. I have some little wooden crates that I set out on my tables, and I stack them or whatever to put items on to help decorate. So I have to go through some of my Easter decorations that I have that I usually use for the house, that I can decorate the tables with, like the table runners and stuff. Anything that looks Eastery that will help bring people into my booth to check things out. And I was going through some of the things that I had quilted. I'm thinking I'm going to bring those out and set those around. I have keychains I had made. Besides the keychains I crocheted, I have a couple bags, little cosmetic bags, and I have some snack mats. I don't know if you've heard of those. Those are little mats that that you put by the couch or whatever, and you put your snack on it. You can put your coffee or whatever on it, and then you can put your cookies on it. Instead of using a paper towel or whatever, they're cloth, and so they can use them and then reuse them and just throw them in the washer. So those seem to be pretty popular, so I'm going to put those out with them. And then I had some um, tea towels that I had embroidered on the ends, and so I'm going to set those out and see if I can sell those. So I'm going to kind of mix some of my stuff up besides just crocheting, but some of my sewing things just to get them out of the way instead of keep storing them. It's silly to keep storing them. I need to get them out and sell them. So that's the scoop for me for today. So you guys have a great weekend. We're going to have a good weekend. We was afraid it was going to rain, but it looks like it's going to be a nice day. So I'm so thankful for that, because when it's cold and rainy, nobody comes out, and I don't blame them. I wouldn't either. So we're going to have a good day, and you have a good weekend. Be safe, and always remember to keep looking up. And I will talk to you next week. Bye.